Welcome back, everyone. It is time for the fourth practice in our therapeutic yoga series. I'm doing these exercises to practice therapeutic yoga that's going to help with my dance movement therapy work with veterans, with children, with families. If you're interested, please use the contact information to connect with me, and I would love to bring dance movement therapy to your community and help you all with some of these tools. So as we practice today's focus, embodiment as empowerment, the big question is, how have experiences led you to develop tension patterns in your body, your posture, your breathing, and in your movement? We're going to use movement today to engage in mobilizing and regulating practices safely, because the body develops a way of responding when it thinks that it needs to go into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Unfortunately, many times it does that in situations where we do not necessarily need those reactions. So this is an opportunity to take some practices that might help you to pause and take deep breaths. If your body is saying that it needs to tense up and react when it doesn't, or to take an exercise and move and bring yourself back into the space, into your physical body, grounded and knowing, okay, I am safe here. I do know why my body responded that way because of something in the past, but I also know that it doesn't have to respond that way anymore. Those reactions can be important. They helped you in the past. They got you to where you are today. But maybe in the future, there's a different way that you can handle that. For me, my shoulders are a big tell. Even as I'm talking to you now, as I emphasize what I'm saying, I feel my shoulders rise up and down. So throughout a lot of these movements, you're gonna see me roll my shoulders just to remind them to settle down my back and to not fold forward, to not collapse and shrink in, to broaden, because we are often told to not take up space. Instead, I have to tell my body and make my body take up space in the habit of developing new ways of dealing with tension. So let's start with equal or balanced breath. As we're breathing, take this time to think of your answer to that question. How have your experiences led you to develop tension patterns in your body, your posture, your breathing, your movement? How have they helped you in your past? How might that look different in the future as we start moving and breathing? We're going to use some mindful minutes from my series in January to start the new year, and December of 2024 last year to start the new year. So please feel free to go back to these if you're interested. I'm going to put them into the video description so that you can connect to them if you'd like to explore that series. All right, let's do some equal breathing. Settle into a comfortable seated position and close your eyes or gently gaze a few feet in front of you. Draw your awareness to the natural flow of your breath. Observe each inhale and exhale as it moves in and out of your body. No need to shift or change the natural flow of your breath. Simply allow yourself to embrace each breath exactly as it is. With each inhale and exhale, say, I accept you, breath. And from this place of acceptance, set an intention As your practice develops, increase the number. Complete the practice with a few breaths of gratitude in honor of your current reality. As we transition from that breath practice into our movements, please take a moment to settle into your space as we orient and center with those equal breaths. Think about your state of mind as you reflected on those moments in the past where tension might have helped and it might have become a habit. Did that alter your state of mind that you came into this video with? Were you already thinking about a situation when you came to this video? Consider your senses in this moment. I have a little itch from my allergies, so I feel that tingle on my nose. I can feel the breeze from my fan blowing to help keep me cool. I can hear the hum of electronics in the kitchen. I can hear the waterfall in the feature outside my window. Take a moment to take in what you can hear, what you taste, what you smell, see, even what you touch. What are some of the sensations in your body as you notice what your senses observe? Are you feeling any soreness? Are you feeling any tension? Are you feeling soft, heavy, light? As you continue to take those equal breaths, notice any emotional state that you came in with, any breathing state. Maybe you were holding your breath and you just started to notice as you started listening to and following the directions. What about your level of energy? Are you coming to the practice because you need a reset and you need to recharge? Are you coming to the practice because you need to slow down and you want to prepare to rest before you go to sleep? What's the level of energy? And on your next equal exhale, let's go into some vagus nerve stimulation. You want to prepare the body to move. So I'm going to invite you to join me in rolling your shoulders also. One of the most important stretches for anyone who holds tension there. Raising the shoulders up, rolling them back, and lowering them down. Up, back, and down. I invite you to raise your arms overhead with your next inhale. As they meet, bring your palms together to your chest. What is your intention for this practice? How do you want to respond to that tension reaction? When do you want that response to become a new habit? Consider a word that might stay with you as we move. And take a breath in as you stretch those arms up to the sky. And exhale, lowering them down. I invite you to take one arm and lift it up on your next inhale and over your body as you exhale. Keep the space between that arm and your neck wide. Allow your neck to rotate. You might shake it no. You might nod it yes to make sure it's not holding any tension. am pressing my arm back also to help my shoulder to not curve forward. And inhale, rising up. Exhale, lower that arm down. Inhale the other arm. And exhale as you curve over the opposite side of your body. Arm is pressing back to keep the shoulder open. Space is between the head and the arm. Moving the head, shaking side to side, nodding up and down, whatever will help you to not hold tension in your neck. Inhaling up, and arm down on your exhale. You can repeat that exercise and any of these as many times as you want. I'm going to demonstrate each of these exercises just once, and then you can pause to do them as many times as you'd like. So a second stretch that will help to warm up our spine and stimulate our vagus nerve is going to take an inhale up, and then take one arm behind the body as you put the other arm across your body, resting your hand on the opposite knee. I invite you to turn with your head the same level of turn that you have in the rest of your spine, and exhale all of the air out in this ringing motion. On your next inhale, come forward. You can raise those arms back up as you fill up with air, and exhale it out as you ring out to the opposite side. One arm is behind you, the other is across your body with the hand resting on the opposite knee. My head has automatically turned with my spine, and I'm exhaling here. Inhale back to center. Repeat that exercise as many times as you like. I'm going to continue with some exercises that are going to warm up the rest of our body and get us ready to move into standing postures and postures that are going to lie down. So let's try moving our spine with the C curve back and forward. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see that in my spine as we stretch our chest forward, shoulders back, almost like the shoulder blades could touch on our inhale. The stomach sticks out as you fill it up with air, and exhale as you empty it. Curve the chest in. Curve the shoulders in. Let the spine curve back like a letter C. Inhale, stretching wide and forward. And exhale, caving back and emptying. I love that one so much, I forgot to only do it once, but remember you can pause and do it as many times as you like. Next, I want to invite you to start to move onto your hands and knees. So we can take that stretch into our backs. And in this posture, you want to make sure your hands are below your shoulders and your knees are below your hips. As we use the same posture, same spinal movement with our back off of with our bottom off of the floor. So breathing in, the tailbone and the head point up. Breathing out, they curve down and the spine curves up. After that stretch, I invite you to put your toes on the floor and rest your forearms on the floor. Notice the feeling of your hands, your fingers, your toes, your feet in this stretch. You can stretch your arms long. You can stretch forward. You can lift your knees up. And from here, I invite you to inhale, exhale in that stretch. Notice the stimulation in your shoulders, in your spine, in your legs, in your arms as you move your spine. Inhaling and exhaling, oxygenating all of those muscles, the bones, the organs, as you are sending fresh air to your blood, which is providing nutrients to your system. And let's transition, putting our toes down and stretching our arms long. Inhale and exhale, stretching the legs long and lifting your tailbone to the sky. In this posture, I invite you to pedal your feet, lifting one heel up as you press the opposite heel down. Continue breathing, steady and equal. Notice any shaking in your body as you do these movements. That is wonderful. That means your body is growing resilience and strength. From here, I invite you to walk your feet forward. You'll walk your hands back, whatever is most comfortable for your body. And allow your hands to lift off the ground as you balance onto your feet. And you can cross your arms so that your hands are resting on your opposite elbows. Let the crown of your head grow heavy as gravity is pulling it toward the floor. This is another good time to nod and to turn your head left and right. Bring the hands back to the floor, and as you do, you can take some steps back to make that triangle shape again. And in this position, I invite you to take your left foot and put it between both of your hands. Once you've got it there comfortably, I invite you to let that back knee come down to the floor. You can keep it up if you'd like for more of a strength training exercise. But today we're going to let it rest on the floor. I'm going to let mine rest on the floor. And I'm going to put my forearms back onto the floor and stretch those thighs with this exercise. Breathing in and breathing out. And checking my neck, making sure it's staying long, not letting my back curve, letting it stretch out. From here, I invite you to raise up off of your forearms. Use your toes to help your leg safely raise off the floor, not harming your knee. Bring your front leg back. If you ever need padding, extra padding for your knee, a pillow, a blanket, even folding your back over and sticking a little extra mat under that knee that's touching the ground, all of those are options. So please feel free to try whatever is best for your body. Let's do the other side. So hands stretched out long, legs stretched out long. I'm going to bring my right foot between my hands and let my back breaths down on the floor. From here, I'm going to bring my forearms to the floor, making sure I am keeping my knee over my ankle and letting my thighs stretch long. And my head extend with my spine not curved under it. Inhaling and exhaling. As you release that posture, I invite you to grab a journal if you'd like to write down observations from what you've experienced so far in this practice. And as we get into our final poses, I invite you to grab a blanket. You might want to grab a strap or scarf if you'd like to stretch in their last pose. You might want to grab pillows. If you use yoga blocks, they can help you make a ramp if you'd like to recline. I'm going to just use this blanket for reclining today. So we are going to take a moment to release in reclined bound ankle pose, and then we are going to do a final breath with the equal breaths. We started with equal breath, we're going to end with cooling breath, which is great for this time of year in the heat. We're going to do that breath in our reclined position. I'm going to invite you a minute or so in to use your, to transition into your corpse pose, which would be just laying on the ground, totally relaxed, no tension in any part of your body, letting gravity and the ground support you and bring you further into nature, into that grass, into that floor, whatever is supporting you. All right, so let's transition to the mat. You can sit. I'm going to invite you to lay down on your back with your legs bent, feet on the floor, knees